speech titled The Truth About Change. Speech. Good morning, everyone. Let's talk about something we all experience but rarely feel ready for. Change. It happens in our careers, our relationships, our personal lives. Sometimes we choose it, and sometimes it chooses us. Either way, change is inevitable. Yet, despite knowing this, we often resist it. Why? Because change is uncomfortable. It forces us into the unknown, and the unknown is scary. But here's the truth about change. It's neither good nor bad. It's what we make of it. Think about the moments in your life that truly shaped you. The times when you grew the most, the breakthroughs, the transformations. I guarantee they all started with change. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. It happens when we step into uncertainty, when we embrace the unfamiliar, when we decide that where we're going is more important than where we've been. The problem isn't change itself. The problem is our fear of it. We tell ourselves stories, what if I fail? What if I lose what I have? What if I'm not ready? But let me ask you this. What if you succeed? What if change opens doors you never imagined? What if this moment, this uncomfortable, uncertain moment, is exactly what you need? Change doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't wait for us to be ready. It arrives, and we have a choice. Resist and stay the same, or embrace it and grow. So the next time change comes knocking, don't fear it, face it, lean into it. Because the truth about change is this: without it, we don't just stay where we are, we fall behind. But with it, we move forward, and forward is the only way to go. 1. Change is inevitable. No matter how much we try to plan or control our lives, change will always find a way in. It's the one constant we can't escape. It happens in our careers, when industries evolve, in our relationships as people grow, and within ourselves as our perspectives shift. Sometimes change is gradual, sneaking up on us over time, and other times it hits us like a storm, completely altering the course of our lives. Yet, despite its certainty, we often act as though change is an anomaly, something to avoid rather than embrace. The reality is that resisting change doesn't stop it from happening, it only makes the transition harder. When we understand that change is a natural part of life, we begin to see it not as an obstacle but as an opportunity to evolve. 2. Fear holds us back. The reason most people struggle with change isn't because it's inherently bad, but because it's unknown. Our brains are wired for survival, and anything unfamiliar triggers a sense of danger. This is why we second-guess decisions, cling to routines, and hesitate to take risks. Fear makes us believe that staying the same is safer than stepping into the unknown. But what if the real risk is not changing? What if staying stagnant means missing out on something better? Fear convinces us to stay in jobs we've outgrown, in relationships that no longer serve us, and in mindsets that limit our potential. The most successful, fulfilled people in the world aren't those who never experience fear, but those who refuse to let fear dictate their decisions. 3. Growth comes from discomfort. Look back on your life and think about the moments that shaped you the most. Chances are they weren't the easy, predictable times. They were the moments that pushed you, tested you, and forced you to adapt. This is because true growth only happens when we step outside of our comfort zones. If we always do what we've always done, we will always get what we've always gotten. Change disrupts that pattern. It challenges us to think differently, to try new things, and to become more than we were before. When we shift our mindset from seeing change as something to fear to something that propels us forward, we unlock our greatest potential. The discomfort we feel in the middle of change is not a sign that we're failing, it's a sign that we are evolving. 1. Our mindset shapes change. Change itself is neutral, it's neither inherently good nor bad. What makes the difference is how we perceive it. 2 people can go through the same experience. One sees it as an opportunity, the other as a setback. The way we interpret change determines whether we grow from it or let it hold us back. If we believe that change is happening to us, we feel powerless, but if we believe that change is happening for us, we start looking for lessons, opportunities, and ways to adapt. A career shift can feel like failure or a fresh start. A personal setback can feel like defeat or a chance to redefine what truly matters. When we shift our mindset from fear to curiosity, From resistance to openness, change becomes something we can use instead of something we simply endure. 2. Fear of change keeps us stuck. It's natural to want stability. We like to know what's coming next, to feel like we have control over our lives. But when we resist change simply because it feels uncomfortable, we end up stuck in places we've outgrown. The fear of failure, of making the wrong decision, or of stepping into the unknown can keep us in jobs that drain us, relationships that no longer inspire us, and habits that limit us. The irony is, avoiding change doesn't make life easier. It makes it harder. It creates frustration, stagnation, and the feeling that we're not living up to our full potential. We tell ourselves we're staying where we are to be safe, but in reality, we're only postponing the inevitable. Change will come, whether we're ready or not. The question is, do we want to wait for it to force our hand, or do we want to take control and shape it ourselves? 3. Change is the only way forward. The world doesn't stand still, and neither should we. Every industry evolves, every relationship transforms, every person grows. The only way to move forward is to embrace change rather than resist it. The people who thrive aren't the ones who avoid uncertainty, but the ones who lean into it, who see change as an invitation to learn and improve. When we accept that change isn't an enemy but a catalyst, we open ourselves up to new possibilities. We start seeing setbacks as setups for something better. We stop fearing the unknown and start seeing it as a space filled with potential. The greatest breakthroughs in history, the most inspiring personal transformations, all began with a willingness to embrace change. And when we do the same, we stop simply surviving. We start truly living. So the next time you find yourself facing change, whether it's a new opportunity, an unexpected challenge, or a shift you didn't see coming, pause for a moment. Instead of resisting it, ask yourself, what could this make possible? Because every change, no matter how uncertain, carries the potential for growth, for progress, and for something better. We don't get to choose whether change happens, but we do get to choose how we respond to it. And if we can learn to see change not as an obstacle, but as a necessary step forward, we give ourselves the chance to become stronger, wiser, and more capable than ever before. So let's not fear change. Let's embrace it. Let's use it. Because the truth about change is simple. It's not just something we endure, it's something we grow through. And when we lean into it, we don't just move forward, we transform.